What's going on, guys? I'm Jaye the Black. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in. Appreciate y'all being here. Make sure y'all like this video. We're going to talk about more TJ Holmes screw-ups. Apparently, this guy has basically lost his job at ABC, all because not only was he having an affair with his co-anchor, but he's also having multiple affairs on his wife with various women behind the scenes. Now, there was one particular female that we know about, but now there's another. Apparently, years ago, back in 2015, TJ Holmes had an affair with a then 24-year-old ABC employee, and they had relations in his office. And it might have been around the time that he first really got his footing at ABC. All right, this is a guy that can't help himself. He has no discipline at all. When you're smashing your coworkers, it's different if, you're just sleeping with women who you're meeting off of apps, or you're meeting off Instagram, or, DMs on Twitter or something like that, right? Or some woman you met at a get together. These are coworkers, interns, that he's sleeping with all these women. What's interesting is that with this particular female here, she ended up leaving ABC because she was intern time. At least she moved alone. She moved to Louisiana, I believe, just to get away from this. Or, he bought her off. Listen, I see the article and I see the things that are said, and they're making it seem like this girl was just naive. She didn't know what she was getting herself into. She didn't know any better. Even though society will tell you that women mature faster than men, but you mean to tell me that a 24-year-old woman didn't know the difference between sleeping with a married man in his office? TJ Holmes ain't had no power there. He's not an executive. He's an anchor on the show. She slept with him because she was attracted to him. Okay? I'm not going to sit here and believe that this guy is just bullying women to sleep with him. That's not what's going on, people. That's not what's going on here. She slept with TJ Holmes because she wanted to. This wasn't a situation where she just didn't want to do it, but she just felt like she just had to do it. No, don't ever believe that. This is not Me Too. This is a woman who made a choice, and she didn't get maybe what he may have made her promises, and he never kept those promises. This is a man who can't even be faithful to his wife, who was I believe a lawyer for Rock Nation, who was not an ugly woman at all. But TJ Holmes has no discipline. He doesn't. He probably never has. And now his anchoring career is over. Unless he goes independent. Who's going to hire this guy? This guy going to be sleeping with all the women in the office? You can't hire this guy. I could be wrong. The guy was able to finesse so many people into believing that he was one way when he was actually something else. And there were people who knew this guy was flirting with women, like this woman here. Her name is Jasmine Petaway. But they did not, they ignored it, or they just looked the other way. So no, TJ Holmes, this is not, people are saying, well, he's a predator. Well, those women had a choice. They could have said no. They could have said no, but they didn't say it because they were attracted to him. It takes two people. He didn't force this woman or any other woman to sleep with him. They made a choice. They made a choice. Now, let's get into his article from page 6. TJ Holmes allegedly had relations with a much younger subordinate while on the job. A source claimed to the dailymail.com on Thursday that Holmes had a months-long, I want y'all to take a look at this, a months-long relationship with Jasmine Petaway, then 24, in 2015, while the currently suspended GMA3 co-host was married to his now estranged wife, Marilee Fiebig. He was a predator who took full advantage of his position, and he was reckless. I do agree he was very reckless. TJ Holmes was a very reckless man who ruined his own career. TJ Holmes has nobody to blame but himself. But it's now that we're hearing all these stories and they're making it seem like he's Harvey Weinstein, and he's not. All right. But did he take advantage of his position at the network? Yes, he did. But I don't believe he was forcing these women to do anything. Claimed the source who reportedly knew Pettaway, a script coordinator, at the time. It was Jasmine's first real job in television, and it was a big deal for her, continued the source, who spoke to the outlet on condition of anonymity. She was looking for a mentor, and she reached out to several people. What does that tell you? She reached out to several people, which lets me know that she actually went seeking his attention. She reached out to several people. Again, how is he Oh, okay. Now, did he take advantage of being a mentor? Yes. You know, he's an older guy. That's what happens with these older guys. They're around these younger women who come into their companies or businesses, and these guys will take advantage of that. Not all, but there are guys who will. And TJ Holmes did that. But again, according to this friend of Jasmine's, she reached out to several people. TJ was according to this article, was the most responsive. So she was reaching out to people. But he absolutely abused a position of trust. Yes, he did. He did abuse his position. And that's why he shouldn't be allowed back at ABC. He should be fired. And no other network should take him seriously. Because ain't no telling what he's going to do when he's in an office full of women. And trust me, at these network offices, it's full of women. According to the reported insider, Pettaway and Holmes, who joined the ABC News team in September of 2014, again, people, he had only been there less than a year before he started sleeping with women at the office. Often worked the same shifts. Holmes was someone who would grab drinks, and he and Jasmine started doing that, the insider claimed, noting that Holmes, now 45, was a correspondent at the time. So again, he was a correspondent. He wasn't even an anchor. So how much power did TJ Holmes have there? He had just joined the network. He was a correspondent, which means he wasn't a TV anchor. This guy got promoted, even though people at ABC knew he was messing around women in office. The informant went on to allege that the first time the pair's relationship got physical was in his office, only a couple of hours before he was set to go on the air. So he got up extra early just so he could go and smash the 24-year-old intern. The insider claimed to the Mail they had relations, and I know she was confused afterwards as to what it meant. What it meant was that you were having an affair with a married man. I mean, he wasn't going to leave his wife, you know. You were having an affair with a married man. That's what it meant. According to the source, Holmes' alleged behavior with Pettaway was not uncommon, but rather part of an incredibly reckless conduct on his part. Again, people allowed this thing to go on and didn't tell the higher-ups. Did the higher-ups not care? This guy was being reckless, and nobody did anything until now. The anchor even allegedly once got handsy with Pettaway in public while they were having drinks, per the report. This guy has no boundaries, none, and he did this around others that he worked with in public. He just didn't seem to care, the source said, claiming that Holmes was wearing his wedding ring at the time. That turns women on. When a man can be out here cheating on his wife with the wedding band. You know, married men get a lot of box thrown at them. Nobody gets more box thrown at them than married men, okay? The pair's alleged affair fizzled out after a few months, leaving an insider wondering whether Holmes was over-invested in being a mentor at all, was ever invested in being a mentor at all. He had it all on his terms. He was interested And then he wasn't, the informant claimed, adding, "No one talked about abuse of power back then, but stuff happened." Of course, it wasn't about being a mentor. It was about him getting some. That's all he cared about. That's all he cared about. An ABC source tells Page Six exclusively that there is already an internal investigation underway into if anything happened between TJ and Jaye. What? Even though people saw things, you know, the person who is the anonymous tipster is saying that the stuff happened. They're doing investigation. This seems to me to be a company that really don't want to fire him for whatever reason. Maybe he has some blackmail over somebody. Maybe he's screwing some of the higher ups. Maybe there's a female higher up in ABC who's refusing to fire him. But I've seen men lose their job for less. I've seen men lose everything for less, right? They call somebody the wrong pronoun, they're fired. She was only at ABC News for a short period of time, but if they did have an affair when he was her superior, this would be a huge problem for TJ, our source adds. ABC declined to comment. So is this woman lying on TJ? Do they not? It seemed like they don't believe her. It seemed like they don't believe anything happened. But where there's smoke, there's fire. And it's very clear that this guy is sleeping with women in the office, and ABC is having a difficult time wanting to believe that. You're going to do an investigation? I mean, how many women does he have to screw before y'all come to the conclusion that this guy has no discipline and the best place for him is to be out of an environment where there's a bunch of women, where he has female interns who come into the office every year, or, you know, to the network every year, who he's pretending to mentor. It's only when he started messing around with this white woman that people wanted to take notice. It's only when he started dealing with his co-anchor, this blonde woman, is when now all of a sudden, oh my God, we got to do something. He's messing around with his co-anchor. Now they want to do something. They were okay with him sleeping with the non-white women, right? They were okay with him sleeping with the non-white women. But when they found out that he was sleeping with his blonde-haired, blue-eyed co-anchor, now they want to get rid of him. Now they want to get rid of him. Now they want to get rid of him. They say, oh no, that's too far. Like you messing around with this, you know, with this non-white woman and this non-white woman, we're okay with that. But you mess around with your co-anchor, oh, we got to get rid of you. She's married. Well, wasn't one of the other women he was messing around with married too? Why is it all of a sudden a problem because he with his co-anchor? You know, now it's a bad look for the network, absolutely, because they're on TV. It is a bad look. I'm not saying that they should still be on TV. What I'm saying is he has displayed this type of behavior and y'all acting like y'all shocked. Shocked about what? This is what he been doing. Why are they so surprised when this type of behavior has been going on with TJ for years and nobody cared? Let's see. Holmes' workplace behavior first made headlines in November 2022 when his months-long affair with his then-married GMA3 co-anchor Amy Robach was revealed. After the network launched an investigation into the nature of the on-air colleagues' relationship, it was reported that Holmes allegedly had romance with at least two other employees, including a married producer, Natasha Singh. The feeling is that TJ and Amy are not coming back, our source tells us. HR and the execs are looking for a way to hang them, and this could be it for them. I mean, do you need any more proof? Is there contracts to where you're afraid you're going to get sued? He and Amy are equals, our insider notes, but if he did have an affair with an underling, that is a definite case for his dismissal. A second informant tells us they are very unlikely to return to GMA They have lawyers and mediation starts next week. Well, what I want to know is, if he gets fired, will they keep Amy? I could definitely see Good Morning America keeping Amy and then firing him, because ultimately they blame him for the affairs, even though they're claiming, oh, they're equals. But why does it take you so long to fire this guy if they're equals, or fire them both if they're equals? Seems to me they're trying to keep at least one of them. Maybe they don't feel like it's Amy's fault. Maybe they're digging to see, how can we fire him and not her? Because again, him having an affair with another woman, how does that affect Amy? That has nothing to do with Amy. Him sleeping around with other women at the office. And they need this 2015, hookup to fire him. They're just looking into grounds to fire him, not necessarily Amy. Because I'm telling you right now, that's what it looks like to me. It looks like they don't want to fire her, but they're like, we got to find some more evidence that's more damning to where we can get rid of him and keep Amy. I'm telling you right now, I would not put that past ABC at all to do something like that. But let me know what y'all think in the comment section. We'll let me know your thoughts. Like this video and share it. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and I'll see y'all next time.